about mortgage spreads, and that if this was 2023, we would be at 7.9% right now with interest rates. But because the mortgage spreads have taken a lot of that volatility out of rates, and that's what I guess they're designed to do is compress the volatility both ways. That it's been a
Hey there, everyone. Jamie with Sell for 1% Realtors. It is July 30th, 2026, and we are here for a market update. Give everybody that's been tracking the real estate market here in Columbus, Ohio, and maybe elsewhere as well, a nice little market update, joined as usual by the gang, broker Dave Barlow, Jason Barlow, and Rich Sircone at Highlands Mortgage. I'm still getting used to that. That's been a recent merge there. So wanted to get into it here this morning. And Rich, what do you got for us on interest rates? I thought I heard that there was a delay on a couple of the reports that were supposed to be coming out. Do you guys have any updates for our viewers and followers?
I didn't catch the story about the delay, but uh, to summarize, yesterday, July 29th, there was a Fed meeting and a Fed announcement in which Kevin Warsh, the new Fed governor, came out and said that we were leaving rates unchanged. So on the surface, well, that's good, but there was three dissenting votes out of the 12 Fed governors. Three of them dissented and wanted to raise rates. The sentiment still seems to be with the market that the next move of the Fed will be up, not down. It's just a matter of when that will happen. And as we've always said, the mortgage market is forward thinking. And the forward thinking right now is somewhere out there in the not too distant future, there will be rate increases. So, in answer to that, the mortgage-backed securities did not have a good day yesterday. We're just getting started today, not sure. The 10-year Treasury still in the mid 460s. Back before the war, the 10-year Treasury was in the low 400 or low fours rather. We've seen a big, even if the Fed doesn't raise rates, as one analyst said yesterday, that the treasuries are doing the work for the Fed by raising the yields. The bond traders yields are rising because the bond traders are convinced that the Fed is concerned about inflation and will at some point raise rates. Mortgage rates are not doing what we all would like to see them do. They're not seven yet, but they are high sixes. I quoted 6625 to one of Jason's clients last evening, but they have that perfect scenario: first-time home buyer, good credit, lower loan amount, all those things, and I got them into a 6.625 rate, but generally we're about six and three quarters, 6.875. And if you've got a bad enough scenario, you might see yourself with a seven in front of your rate. So that is what's happening right now with mortgage rates in the market. In terms of my desk, I've seen a steady flow, but it hasn't been busy. But I see onesie twosies coming at me here and there. Another client reached out to me this morning. So there are buyers out there still, but not a robust buyer market like we see sometimes in the summer.
Yep. Yeah, you got and also combines with like the seasonal trends where
Right.
August typically a little bit slower. I was the people I was listening to were talking about mortgage spreads, and that if this was 2023, we would be at 7.9% right now with interest rates. But because the mortgage spreads have taken a lot of that volatility out of rates, and that's what I guess they're designed to do is compress the volatility both ways. That it's been a great year for the mortgage spreads, and we're at 6.7, 6.8, and that typically we get up this high, you see buyer demand kind of fall off. And so that 6.6, they say that that magical number where below 6.6 demand increases and above 6.6, that's when you see it kind of fall off a little bit. So we're entering a slower time of year. We got rates going up. And yeah, the market's doing the dirty work for the Fed. The hawks are in control now. I think that, President Trump made a miscalculation when, he tried to take over the Fed because all he did was upset these people that have been there for a long time. They're not going to do anything to help. So, and they were talking about how, well, when oil prices come down, that's actually inflationary because people are going to spend more money. Wage increases are inflationary. So now that's bad too. So, I mean, all this stuff is like flipped upside down.
Everything's inflationary.
That's one thing, though, it does help is that I guess wages have outpaced um, home price growth this year. So people are able to afford these prices because they're making more money. So that's good.
It's an
Um,
interesting report.
on the listing side, I mean, things are, hot and cold. Some of these listings are, you get punished if you're not like perfect or you're a little bit reaching on price. And as I have sellers that, started a little bit on the higher side, as we come down, you can feel the showings pick up. And then the ones that are priced aggressively out of the gate, those ones seem to do pretty well. The client that Rich was talking to last night, it was first down the market, two showings, two offers. So market's not, dead by any stretch. I think the headlines are way worse than what reality is. Not a
Was
bunch of
that
looky-loos. People are pulling the trigger.
was that house last night? Was it in great shape, updated, everything top notch? Is that what the situation was with that?
I also think it's very affordable. That one is lower than everything else in that neighborhood, and it was in very good shape. This one had they had built like a roof over the air conditioner. It was like PVC frame, and it was like zip tie to the top of the air conditioner, had like a metal roof slanted away. And my comment to him was, it's kind of like when you buy a car, you look in the back seat, and if the back seat is spotless, you know that they changed the oil on time. I've never seen somebody put a roof over an air conditioner. It's like these guys were taking care of this house. Everything was in really good shape. There was like 500 termite bait stations around the outside of the house. And so it's like, well, either they've had a really bad termite problem or these people are just like way over the top with like being preventative and taking care of stuff. So we'll find out at the home inspection. Good talk.
I thought I lost you guys.
What are you seeing, Dave?
Yeah,
I was just
Dave.
I was looking at those mortgage spreads.
He's prompting, trying to prove me wrong with AI.
No, I we've had that conversation with Rich in the past where it seemed like you could always count on whatever the Fed rate was that the mortgage rates were about 1% higher. And so if the Fed rate was, 5%, then interest rates on the mortgage side was about 6%. And so when you were saying that a couple 3 years ago that the rate today would be seven something, I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And what I'm seeing on the mortgage spread, just real quick, is that in March or May of 2021, the mortgage spread was 1.28. So the Fed, whatever the Fed rate was at 3%, then the mortgage was 4.28. And so we kind of saw that with the Fed back then was, I mean, they were at zero, weren't they? At one point? No,
Yeah, during the COVID era, yes.
yeah, I think that because they were talking about inverting and it actually going negative at some point, but and that would explain why people. Yeah, I had a listing appointment yesterday, and they've got 2.7, and they're like, yeah, we really hate to give up this rate.
Yeah.
And then it elevated very quickly to November of 22. So May of 21 to November of 22, it went to 2.81%. So again, if the Fed rate was, whatever, 2%, then your interest rate was 5.81 or thereabouts. And so it's interesting how that spread over time um, has, and I guess, Rich, I don't know if you have the question or the answer to this, but what causes that mortgage spread? Is it supply and demand?
I think that's true to some extent. I don't have a perfect answer to start out with, but I can theorize that it is supply and demand. It is market sentiment to some extent, in the fact that, again, the market is forward looking, and they what they see on the horizon, regardless of what the current rate is, what they see in the future sometimes is more important than what the current condition is. And that's kind of where we are right now. The future doesn't look bright to some of these bond traders. They don't like the war. They don't like
They
the
don't like the
price of
conflict. Yeah.
oil. Yeah, and it's kind of where we are right now.
And and
Every
also the news on the conflicts, like you get three, headlines that all kind of contradict each other. And I don't think that the market likes any of that kind of stuff. The mortgage spread is the difference between the interest rate charged on a loan and the yield on the 10-year treasury note. So that's what the mortgage spread is, and it's according to Fannie Mae, it's caused by prepayment risks, market volatility, and the origination costs. And so that's what causes that. But my understanding is that it's designed to take out, the volatility so that, if things were to spike, that spread can grow and make sure mortgage rates don't spike along with the 10-year treasury note.
Well, I'm guessing that federal regulations also have a lot to do with what you as a mortgage company can charge. I know, it's become tighter and tighter and tighter, just pretty much everything.
Well, yeah, I mean the yield on, what we're really looking at the mortgage-backed securities, not, and the 10-year is loosely tied to that. So when you see the 10-year going up in rate, then the mortgage-backed securities are probably having a bad day as well. Um, and yeah, I mean, I think there's a few forces at work right now, in the world of mortgages, and one of them is, I firmly believe that the powers that be at the big banks and Fannie and Freddie, they don't want to see some of these mortgages pay off. That's another incentive. They don't want, these 7 and high 6 rate mortgages to pay off, because those mortgages are a nice counterbalance to the twos and threes that we experienced back in 2021. So, and the yield on these mortgages has gone down. In other words, the profitability that a mortgage company like ours can see is definitely taken a notch down. There we've got to work on really thin margins right now. So, it's tough to pay closing costs for a client on a refi like we used to be able to do. We just don't have the spread and the margin to be able to do that.
You're looking like you're a little skinnier there, Rich. You're not making as much money.
Yeah, well, I'm still finding a way to get food though. A good Italian boy always
There you
always
go.
finds his way to the plate.
Well, that's how we were talking about this the other day. Eggplant Parmesan. You know, you could grow it in your backyard, it was easy. I mean, depending on where you're at in the country, but the old eggplant Parmesan, that was out of
Yep.
necessity.
Yep. You grow the eggplant, you grow the tomatoes, you grow the garlic and onions, and you put it all together and buy a little bit of Parmesan cheese, and you got yourself a nice meal.
I
Yeah.
think that all the food we grow is out of necessity.
Well, the discussion is, Mr. Contrarian,
Just saying.
Yeah.
That was
that
a heck of a statement.
if you couldn't afford to go, back in the day, you couldn't afford to go to the butcher shop to buy, a veal or a chicken or some sort of meat. You always had eggplant because you were growing it yourself out from a seed. It didn't really cost you a whole lot. God gave you the rain, God gave you the dirt. You got eggplant. So go ahead and counter that one.
Let there be eggplant.
Yeah. Yeah. It was easy and cheap. That's the whole key when you got a big Italian family of 12 or 15, and then you invite the whole rest of the other family. All of a sudden, you got like 80 people to feed. Can you go to the butcher shop?
No, but thank
Dave,
God you grew 80 eggplants and had the foresight.
Some of those old, have you ever seen the movie Godfather? When the Godfather died in the garden?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, get the hint. This is what people used to do. Not like you go to McDonald's, you get yourself
Because the Godfather
what's
had no
now a
money, so he
$3
was growing
hamburger. It
his
used to be $1.
family meals.
Yeah. Yeah. So, chase the grandkids around the garden,
we
butterfly
always had a
nets.
big garden.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
when he had the orange peel in his mouth.
Yeah. So, there you go. I mean, that's the way people used to live.
I still live that way. We still grow all of our food in the backyard.
You do?
Yep. Lots of eggplants, lots of strawberries,
Uh,
blueberries. I had to kill all the varmints that come in to steal my vegetables.
Yeah, I tend to be
We'll
feeding
have a
all the
picture of your
varmints in the
backyard
neighborhood.
next week's show.
Okay.
Just a bunch of dead grass
My grass
that
was
you,
great.
that
It
you
took me
claim to
a
cut.
week to fix my lawnmower. The grass was great. I was
Yeah.
admiring it this morning. I was thinking to myself, is this something that like all men do? They look at their lines in the yard when they're done, how proud they are, their lawn they just cut.
Not me.
Absolutely.
Nope. Have no interest. The only thing I like to
Ye-
do is cut it in a different pattern each time.
So
So
you
one
can see
time
your
it's
lines.
horizontal, vertical,
Yep.
45 degree, then flip it around.
Yep. I do the 45-degree different times and I get that diamond look.
How many acres do you have out there, Dave?
We're just over, I think, 3 thereabouts.
Okay.
A lot of it's, you got pond and, house, driveway, pole barn, stuff like that. But I started cutting grass when I was like 9, and had to do it for free. My dad had a 24-inch Craftsman lawnmower with no power drive. It was
Oh
a
yeah.
push. It had about a half acre. You're out there in the
Uphill
summertime.
both ways.
Yeah, I just absolutely don't like cutting grass even on the zero turn. I've tried lots of different things. Smoke a cigar, drink a beer, listen to podcasts. None of it helps.
Well, at least you were in Ohio where you had flat land. I
Yeah.
was in West Virginia cutting grass like this and like
Yeah.
this
Going up the
with no,
mountain.
yeah. And that's not an exaggeration either.
Well, no, no.
We had about 3 acres and it was all by hand. And basically, I started when I was 11 years old. And by the time I got to the back end of the property, it was time to start cutting the front end of the property again.
I was going to say you cut like a section
Yeah,
a day after school or whatever, one
right.
section, one section, one section.
And then if the lawnmower worked or not, we had one of those. What were the lawnmowers that were really popular back then, Dave? The green ones,
Lawn boy.
Lawn Boy. Yeah, we had a Lawn Boy that sometimes worked and sometimes didn't want to work. And I guess that
Well,
was a good day for me. If the Lawnmower Boy didn't work, couldn't cut grass.
Lawn boy was the first one to come out with the fuel oil mixture engine,
Right,
and that had a lot to do with it not working correctly.
right.
So,
You guys still fight that gas problem with your lawnmowers and
not
Not
me.
me. I put top tier gas in
There you
mine
go.
now.
There it is. There
now,
it is.
did you know you can put 15,000 eggplants on 3 acres?
Yeah. See,
I believe
you
that.
could feed a village with eggplant.
So Jamie doesn't eat eggplant.
How many cows do you think you can put on 3 acres?
I have
before
no
they would eat up all. Well, look it up. I'm
Well, the
guessing
township won't
you
let you.
probably have 2 to
You need
3
at least
cows per
5.
acre in order to have enough grass for them to eat. So,
but the cows will feed a lot of people. An eggplant, I'll eat that in one sitting.
15,000 eggplants.
One
How many
eggplant,
eggplants
I'm
could
not
you
eating
eat
a
in a
whole
sitting?
cow. It says one cow calf pair. Let's see here. One
One per
cow
acre?
plus her calf on 3 acres.
Oh, okay. So you get one cow and
And
one.
if you're feeding them corn, you can do 3 cows, 3+ cows.
Oh, okay. Well, let's feed them corn and then the money you think you're saving, you've now burned up in corn.
Well, I'm pretty sure that the corn they eat is not like nice corn. That's
It
the
still
farmers aren't giving
costs
them
money.
top tier corn. They're
Still
getting all the
costs
Top-tier corn.
leftovers.
still costs them money. Yeah, I'd take the 15,000 eggplants. So
Well,
there you
I
go.
would too.
leave a
That's
comment below if you would
How many
take
McChickens can you get?
1.5 cows versus 15,000 eggplants.
I would bet how much. I mean, we bought a half a cow. You got a half. I got a half.
I still have that.
Okay, but of all that meat, I mean, is that 15,000 meals? No. You couldn't even store 15,000 eggplants. You have to be like your mom with her eggs. Just give them away. Give them away. Constantly give them away. They just keep coming like Newman in the mail. It just keeps coming and coming and coming. So,
I mean, you can make a
I,
lot of McChicken sandwiches on 3 acres.
well, here's a question for you.
You can get about six to eight
How much,
McChicken per chicken.
let me ask you this question. How much would 15,000 eggplant seeds cost you?
Well, they come from God. They're free.
No, you gotta get them to get started. I mean, I bet you, what's that, like $30, $50 for 15,000 seeds? And that's your whole expense.
You get 30,000 McChicken sandwiches a year out of your 3 acres. I love McChicken math.
There you go. Well, you can get a McEggplant sandwich. There you go. There's your golden
That's actually
nugget
a
for
good
the
idea.
day. Yep.
That would sell.
Yep. The old veggie burger. That came
About
and went
about
pretty
200
quick
bucks
too.
to get 15,000
200
hybrid
bucks.
seeds.
Okay. All right.
You want the open pollinated heirloom, you're
Yeah,
about
you
100 bucks.
gotta have the heirloom because they've not been genetically modified.
Right.
So those are all things you learn when you become a prepper.
McChicken math and eggplant math. And a little bit about real estate. So
And
Yeah.
some top-tier gas thrown in for good measure.
there you go.
Gas is struggling to stay below $4. Although I saw it come down yesterday at a couple places was like 3.79. So I don't know what happened there, but I did see it come down a little bit. 3.99 was top end. But we'll see.
Yeah. Not to worry, everyone. We will be back next week to let you know on the gas prices if we're over that $4 threshold.
They won't be.
Yeah. And
They'll
also
stay
with
below.
10-year bond yield, and we'll keep you guys appraised as to what we're seeing on the ground in real estate,
The price of eggplant seeds.
both with home sellers and home buyers.
I buy
And
my eggplant seeds with gold bars and silver coins that
Bitcoin.
I've stacked up.
Bitcoin. No taxes.
I'm from the old world. I did see the guys are selling a pirate ship, 3 pirate ships with working cannons for $1.5 million.
Nice.
Me and my friends are trying to raise money right now to buy these.
Start a
Please visit our
GoFundMe.
GoFundMe page.
Yeah.
times are getting tough. Jay's looking to move to a pirate ship.
Are these floating or are they sunken?
No, they're floating.
Okay. I got some land in Florida I'd like to talk to you about.
Not interested in Florida land, but if you got a pirate ship, give me a call. I'm gonna sail the Caribbean,
I would like to put one on the
drinking
pond.
rum and eating eggplants.
I would definitely like to buy one for the pond with real cannons. We could use them on the 4th of July.
Arr.
It'd probably be safer than your fireworks show.
I doubt it. Old cannon filled with black powder. Ah, don't know. All right, Jamie, go ahead. Finish this up.
Yes, we'll be back next week and keep you guys updated on the real estate market here in Central Ohio. I guess all of Ohio, really. Please like, follow, comment what you would prefer, eggplants or 1.5
Or
cows
my chickens, yeah.
or McChickens. And reach out to Jay to help him with his GoFundMe for his pirate ship. We really appreciate any tithing you can provide there. Get him on a boat and get him going.
Yeah, getting out in the middle of the ocean.
Thank you guys so much for joining us this week, and we will be back. I appreciate all your guys' time.
Hey, there goes
Thank
a
you.
grandkid.
Oh, she's here. Wait, let's get her in.
Yep, there she is.
There she
Hey.
is. Say hi, Amelia.
Hey, hey, hey.
Say hey, Dave.
Hey there.
So thanks, everybody.
Ask her what she thinks about interest rates right now.
Amelia, what do you think about interest rates
Oh, we
right
got the
now?
puppy dog.
You think interest rates are going up or down?
The whole zoo going on over there.
Down. She says down.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
I'll take her word for it.
It's good news.
Okay, say bye to everybody. Say bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.